The first thing you're going to want to do when you get on Code Red is you're going to want to clean out your cupboards. Now, there are four areas. We say cupboards, but what I mean is cupboards, fridge, glove box, work desk. Cupboards, fridge, glove box, work desk. Yes. Yeah. Don't think I don't know what's in that glove box. I do. And I also know you're hiding crap in your work desk. All right. I know you're hiding food. I know you're hiding stuff. All right. So that crap has got to get cleaned out. I'm Christy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I am Christy Code Red Nickel, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I absolutely mean that 100%. I'm happy to be with you guys. Let me pull up the podcast here and read some reviews. Let's see. How do I do? Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. This is a great one. This is the first one. All right. This is from, I love it. I have not read these ahead of time. You guys are getting completely raw and real here, unfiltered. This is a 5-star review from Alana H. Lee. No. Alana is probably with the H and then Lee, Leah. I apologize. I'm doing my best with the names, guys. 5 stars. The top says, "It's crazy that this is free. I love this podcast," she says. There is so much valuable content here that it's motivational as well as informative. Between the YouTube videos and the podcast, I feel so connected to the Code Red community every day. Thank you, Christy, for putting this out there for everyone to hear. Thank you, Alana. I appreciate it. Let me click the see all button. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, this is another 5-star review, and this was the top says, "Your program gives life," and the name is Be the Social Light. Be the Social Light. I have been following your program and listening to your podcast for about a month now. I was already excited about the things that were happening to my body, so naturally, I shared it with the closest people to me. One of those people was my 55-year-old mother. I encouraged her to join the challenge, but referred her to the Code Red. I don't know what she means by that, but anyway, my mom suffers from 3 distinct illnesses that have almost taken her life. The first was AFib, the second was abnormal edema, which she suffered from for years, and the third was being pre-diabetic. She gave birth to my brother 28 years ago. She died on the table having him due to excessive amounts of fluid in her body. Thank God they were able to revive her. Anyway, after 3 days of drinking water, sleep, and eating real food, she lost 17 pounds of water and the swelling went down immediately. I had never seen my mom's legs not look like sausages. It touched my heart, and I shared her progress in the group. My why immediately changed because my mom is an excellent grandma, lady, and business owner. I would be devastated to lose her. This program is not only changing our lives, but is literally saving us. Wow. Oh, Be the Social Light. Thank you. What a review. Let's do one more. This is from Megan Jacobson. Pep Talks on the go, 5 stars. Megan, thank you. Christy's podcast is always a breath of fresh air, offering the tips and tricks I need to stay on track. I have Christy's custom program, and I'm currently in weight loss mode. Her podcasts are my go-to when I travel regularly for work. I've been through her challenges, and I'm active in her groups, and even though I have numerous resources at my disposal, this podcast is still my favorite resource. Thank you, Christy, for the continual motivation and guidance. You guys, what great reviews. See what happens when you rate and review my podcast. I might read yours on the air. Thank you guys so very much. 5 stars all the way across the board. Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Man, I'm telling you, we are ranked high right now. We are ranked high, and it's all because of you. I don't take that lightly. Don't think for 1 second that I do. I don't. Let's talk about Code Red housekeeping. Code Red housekeeping. This is housekeeping that you cannot outsource. I'm all for outsourcing. You guys know I outsource my housekeeping, but this is not one that I can outsource, and neither can you. You're going to have to do this. So we have 4 different types of housekeeping on Code Red that you're going to need to do pretty immediately when you first join the program, when you first join the lifestyle, either by way of custom program or challenge, but you decide you're going to give it a shot, then these are the things that you're going to need to do in order of, well, I was going to say in order of importance, but I don't really know. I know that the first one is really job 1, and the other ones kind of fall in line. First one, are you ready? Here we go. Code Red housekeeping. The first thing you're going to want to do when you get on Code Red is you're going to want to clean out your cupboards. Now, there are 4 areas. We say cupboards, but what I mean is cupboards, fridge, glove box, work desk. Cupboards, fridge, glove box, work desk. Yes. Yeah. Don't think I don't know what's in that glove box. I do. And I also know you're hiding crap in your work desk. All right. I know you're hiding food. I know you're hiding stuff. All right. So that crap has got to get cleaned out. Your cupboards need to be cleaned out of anything that is processed, anything that has any kind of sugar, anything. Look, if it's not meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat, it needs to go. And why is it? Why? Look, and I'm not saying you have to throw it in the garbage. You can if you want, but you can bag it up and send it down to your local food bank. All right, you can give it to your neighbor. There are places you don't have to throw it away, because I've heard people, and it's a bullcrap excuse. I've heard people say, well, I just can't throw food away. That's why I can't be on Code Red. No, bullcrap. That's you not wanting to be on Code. You don't want to make any changes. That's why you don't want to be on Code Red, because there are plenty of other people who could gladly take your processed food and be just fine, because it's not that big of a deal to them. But you've gotten to a point where it's a big deal to you. If it's not meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat, it needs to go. Period. End of story. There's no gray area here, especially if it's got sugar in it. We don't keep sugar in our houses. No, we don't. We are recovering sugar addicts. Every last one of us, we're recovering sugar addicts. You didn't get fat and sick by eating carrots all day. Nobody's going into their cupboards. Nobody's going to their fridge and pulling out that bottom drawer and eating all the carrots in the package. Nobody's doing that. I like when Dr. Hyman says, when I was doing my residency, he said late at night, I wasn't craving broccoli and kale. All right. I was craving Snickers bar. So if it's in your house, that's job 1. You've got to clear it out of your house. Most of us are proximity eaters. If it's close to us, if we have it, we will eat it. See, here's the deal. You'll walk by it 50 times and you'll be thinking you're all that. Woo, look at me. Look at me. I'm walking by. Like I'm not even tempted. Oh, believe me, it'll wear you down and you'll be tempted and you will cave every time. And I can say that with certainty. I've had over 40,000 people go through my challenges. I know what I'm doing. And several thousand people do a custom program. I know this industry. I've been in this industry 25 years. I'm telling you right now, you'll cave. You'll cave if it's in your house. No sugar in your house. Absolutely, hands down. I don't care. I don't care if you have kids. Look, they shouldn't be eating it either, you guys. I don't want your kids to have it. If you have a spouse that does not want to make this change, you have to remember that you are 50-50 owner of this house, and your spouse needs to come halfway, which means, and I've never met a spouse that's not supportive. All right. I mean, a lot of spouses are like, wait, I've been around this world. I've been around this mountain dozens of times with my spouse, with my wife, with my husband. All right. Tried and failed every diet on the planet. Is this just another one of their bullcrap diets? And I get that. I get that you don't want to believe that it could be the last time, but this could be the last time for them. So you need to maybe, if your spouse does not want to be code red and stuff, and I get it that they're 50-50 owner of the house, maybe you can have a talk with your spouse and ask him or her to put their junk food in a Rubbermaid bin and move it to the garage, or move it to the man cave, or move it to the sewing room, or move it to wherever that person spends time and you don't. But it has to be out of your house. The biggest reasons why people slip and fall is really not going through the drive-thru. No. It's really not driving down to the 7-Eleven. No. It's really not going to the movie and having popcorn. That's not usually where people stumble and fall. It's in their own home day after day, night after night. They come home from work, they're exhausted. Their willpower has been worn down. They're so exhausted. You know what? They just cave. They have the tacos with tortilla shells. Oh, that's not bad, Christy. Oh, yeah, it's bad for you. Absolutely it is. Especially if you're trying to lose weight. That's going to spike your insulin faster than anything. You're going to cave. You're going to cave. You've got to have that out of your sight, out of your reach, out of where you can get it. The fridge needs to be cleaned out. The freezer needs to be cleaned out. There's crap that's hidden in the back. I keep my freezer very, very organized. You can see everything without having to touch anything. That's me. Not everybody does that. So I want you to get into that fridge, that freezer, and I want you to dig. I want you to dig because there's cookie dough, frozen cookie dough underneath the frozen peas. Because when you're having a sweet attack and you're having a craving, you're going to go dig it out of there. So I want you to clean out that fridge, clean out the freezer, clean out the cupboards, go down to your car or your truck, clean out the glove box, and then at work, clean out your desk. Do you hear me? You cannot be expected to stay on track, especially in the beginning, in the first month, if you have got junk food surrounding you, especially if you're a proximity eater. If you get triggered, Katie bar the door. All right. I'm sorry. I don't trust you. And guess what? I don't even trust me. So you don't see any peanut M&Ms in my cupboard. In fact, come to my cupboards. You don't see anything that's junk. Miles, if he wants something, he keeps things down in his office. Every single rebel abides by this rule. One of the top 3 rules of keeping your weight off for the rest of your life, you have to continue to drink your water every day. You have to stay on the scale every day. And you never, never, never allow junk food to stay in your house. If you have kids, and you're allowing them to eat this, but maybe you're wanting to get them away from it, just start slowly replacing the junk food with fresh fruit and vegetables and meat and eggs and seeds and nuts. Just start, don't make a big deal about it. Just start slowly replacing it. If you're cooking real food, they're gonna be happy with that. Real food is good. Eggs and bacon are good. I have never seen a kid not want eggs and bacon. Come on, moms and dads. Got to clean out those cupboards. The next thing you're going to want to do when you first start Code Red and you're doing a little housekeeping is you're going to want to clean out the newsfeed. As much as we don't want to admit, social media is in our life. I love social media. I really do. I mean, people are like, I love social media. I don't know why people act like they hate it. You love it. You know it. Well, I hate it. No, you don't. You love it. People are scrolling through social media, and I have no problem with social media. I mean, I have some problems with certain influencers only showing the perfect side of them and making it look like life is perfect all the time. I have a little problem with that. I think that's baloney, filtered, photoshopped. I have that, I think that's baloney when young girls are allowed on social media and they get it in their mind, or even young boys, and they get it in their mind that girls are supposed to look like that, and they have a picture of a normal person that's been altered, and then now young boys get it in their mind that future wives should look like that. Well, everybody should look like that. No, they probably gonna look like your mom. Like, let's be realistic on women. And then we have young girls that are feeling inadequate. They're putting so much pressure on themselves to try to look like something that's not even real. Like that's been altered. So I got a little problem with that. But social media is here to stay. And you are going to have to clean out those news feeds. You are going to have to go through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever you follow, whatever you do. And you're going to want to clean out the people and the advertisements and the companies that don't line up with your new way of thinking. Do you really want this to be a lifestyle change, or are you just trying to lose some weight to make your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend jealous? What are you trying to do? Your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. Yeah, that was right. I said it so fast. I was like, what? What are you trying to do? Because if you're really wanting to make this a lifestyle change, you have got to get surrounded by companies and ads and other people who line up with your way of thinking. If you're trying to quit drinking wine, the last thing you need is a bunch of little memes that say, it's wine 30. Oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I just want to rescue dogs and drink wine. Bullcrap. I am militant. You have never seen someone more militant than me about what's in my newsfeed. I mean, if somebody posts something even once that doesn't line up with my way of thinking, I unfollow them. I don't even put up with it. If a company and I don't mind ads. I mean, I buy crap too, like everybody else does. Sometimes, hey, I mean, maybe I didn't know I needed that suitcase. I think I need that suitcase. So I don't mind the ads, but I'm telling you, if an ad shows one single thing of something I don't like, or it doesn't line up with my way of thinking and it doesn't line up with my lifestyle, I unfollow it. I hide that ad. I am militant. I don't give any chances, 0 chances, no second chances. I have 0 second chances. I am so guarded with my newsfeed. And this is the way you want to be. You want to get people, because you're scrolling through your newsfeed. Don't underestimate the power of your newsfeed. It's right there in front of you. You're scrolling through it. You're absorbing that energy, those thoughts, those pictures, and those words are going into your mind. They're becoming things eventually. So let's get things in there that line up with your new way of thinking. You like Betty Crocker? You follow Betty Crocker? Well, Betty Crocker's putting out those chocolate cake recipes that shows you how to make a chocolate cake in 36 seconds. And it's that fast forward, and all of a sudden, it comes out with this beautiful chocolate cake. That's got to go, sugar addict. That's got to go. You got to treat yourself like an addict, because you are a recovering sugar addict. I am. Maybe that makes you feel uncomfortable. You've got to become militant about what you are looking at on social media. If social media wasn't that big of a deal as like it is, then that'd be one thing. But it is a big deal. Very big deal. And you've got to go through there and hide ads and hide people, unfollow people if they are talking too much about Margarita Mondays. Who's going, girls? Taco Tuesdays. Who's going to be there? I'm going to get a big booth. Guys, those guys are just not they're not vibrating at your frequency anymore. You don't need to be a jerk about it. But that's just not where it's at anymore. That was your old life, and that old life did you no good. Made you fat, made you sick. Time for a new news feed. The third thing, kind of along the same lines that you're going to want to do, is you're going to want to clean out those friends. Yeah, this makes you a little bit uncomfortable talking about. Not for me, though. I'm not uncomfortable talking about it, but you might be uncomfortable talking about it. You might even be uncomfortable just hearing my voice right now and talking about it. But guess what? There are some friends that call themselves friends, and they might not really love you like you think they do, because I can tell you right now, changing into this lifestyle, you're going to lose some friends. You're going to lose some friends because what happens is your new ways of looking at food and water and sleep and meal times is not going to line up with, it's going to convict some people. It's not going to line up with their way of doing things. I mean, we always went to Margarita Mondays. We've been doing this for 15 years, Karen. Why can't you come now? Well, guess what? I've been obese for 15 years and I'm pretty sick of it. My type 2 is getting out of control. My A1C is 10.6. I can't do Margarita Mondays anymore, girls. Well, Karen, listen, you might lose some friends over this because sometimes people just aren't there. They can't support you all the way. Some people will. Some people won't. Even people that are your family members, you might find are difficult. They're being difficult with you. It's time to get rid of some friends, guys. You don't have to make a big deal about it. You can unfollow people silently. You don't need to make a big deal. You don't have to stand up and make a spectacle of it. You can still love your friend, but you just got to maybe back off of the amount of time that you spend around them. Because what kind of energy are they feeding into you? Are they causing you to aspire higher? Or are they constantly complaining about their husband and kids? Are they constantly complaining about work instead of being thankful they have a job? Are they constantly complaining about this hurts, that hurts? I'm so tired. I have no libido. Everything hurts in me. Can't even get up out of the recliner without my knees hurting. I am really, and not surprising to hear this, I know, but I am really, 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 really protective of who I spend my time with. I would much rather, 1,000 times much rather, sit at a coffee shop by myself and work than sit with somebody that doesn't vibrate at my frequency or higher. I'm not coming down for anybody. I'm not going to soak up that negative energy from somebody. I'm just not. I refuse to. My time is too valuable. My mission is too valuable. My message is too valuable to take 1 second of coming down a notch. I'm not going to come down a notch ever. And I'm sorry if this comes off as pompous to you, or if I'm coming off as seeming better than thou. I absolutely am not. Believe me, I know where I came from. I was raised poor in a trailer. I know exactly who I am. But I am not going to allow people to be around me that are going to bring me down. And you have got to be just as protective as I am. You got to put down your boundaries and honor those boundaries. Learn to say no. Learn to say no to some certain people. The fourth and final bit of code red housekeeping that you're going to need to do is you're going to want to clean out your head. Clean out your head. What the heck does that mean, Christy? It means you're going to have to do some housekeeping up inside between here and here. All right? Up in between your ears. Your thoughts become things. And what's going on up in here is the most important part about all this. And I probably should have put it as number one. But really, I personally think it's hard to clear out your thoughts when you first start Code Red because you don't trust the process, because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. You have so many questions. You're unsure. I mean, it's just enough just to get you through every 3 hours of the day, not even day by day, every half a day. I mean, you're lucky to get through a half a day, for crying out loud. I mean, I have a relative that said that when she first started Code Red, she just would say to herself, okay, if I can just get through 9 a.m. Okay, if I can just get through noon and not have any junk food. Okay, if I can just get through 3 p.m. Okay, if I can just get through 6, if I can just get to bed and not have any junk food. She had to chunk up the day in 3-hour segments. So look, there are some of you that are really taking super, super, super baby steps, and that's okay. So cleaning out your head is not usually the first thing that happens. You're usually just trying to go through the motions and just trusting me and doing exactly what I say. You don't even believe it's going to work, but you're trusting me and you're doing what I'm saying, and then you soon see that it's going to work. But cleaning out your head has to happen in the first month of Code Red. You have got to start dealing with the thoughts in your head. Thoughts become things. So what are we talking about? We're talking about repeating mantras to yourself. I am beautiful. I am smart. I'm getting healthier every day. Guys, I am handsome. I am smart. I'm getting healthier every day. You can say I'm a good provider for my family. I'm a good mom or dad. I'm a wonderful wife. I'm a great sister. I'm an awesome auntie. And I am an awesome auntie. I just sent my niece, Courtney, a gift card to Amazon just because she won a contest or something. She's in a PhD program at WSU and she's so smart. I can't even understand what she's studying. It's some sort of genetics. I don't know. But I am a good auntie. Well, then why don't you tell yourself you're a good auntie? Why don't you say I'm a good mom? Why don't you say I am pretty? I'm strong. I'm thankful for this body that gave birth to 4 kids. Why can't we start saying this to ourselves? Well, that's weird. Well, it needs to become not weird. We can say things to ourselves out loud. Let's change the words, because what's going on in your head, that's what's coming out of your mouth. And even if it's not, even if you don't believe it, even if it's like you're a piece of garbage, that's what's going on inside your head. You're a piece of garbage. You're worthless. All right. You've never done anything. You dropped out of high school. You know, You can't even write cursive. I don't even know. Like there's some crap that goes through our head. But the words that you can repeat where I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm smart. The words that you can repeat, start repeating those even if you don't believe in, and you will start changing the voice in your head. Sometimes when things get inside my head that don't belong there, and yes, that does happen, like conversations, like, I get my share of hate mail and I get my share of haters online, and I mean, it really just doesn't bother me. I get, when I run some pretty big ads, and so the comments, you're talking about ads going out to hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people all over the United States, you're going to get some pretty nasty comments. And the big comment I get that I laugh at is people think I'm a man. They think I'm a dude, which I'm just not that offended over, that just means I have some masculine energy, and I know I do. And I know that I've got more muscles than the average girl, and I'm a big girl, and I'm built with just very thick, and I have, I have masculine qualities, and I just don't see that as a problem. I really don't. And my husband loves me. He finds me attractive, and I am feminine. And I've heard someone describe me as the perfect mixture of masculine and feminine. I think that's a wonderful compliment, but I get a lot of comments about, that I'm a dude, and that I mean, just all kinds of mean things. But so I get my share too. But in fact, I was at a coffee shop here recently, and the owner came up to me and was accused me of being mean to her employee, which I absolutely did not do. I would never be mean to any employee at any restaurant, because I know people know who I am, and that's just rude. I'm a kind person. I'm just not going to do that. And I replayed after, I was very kind, and I didn't say what I really wanted to say. And after she left, for the next few days, that conversation kept going over and over in my head. And I kept saying, boy, you should have said this, let me tell you something, like, you go through those conversations in your head. Finally, I said to myself, and that was happening to me. And finally I said to myself, stop, Christy, stop thinking about this. This conversation that's going on in your head is doing you no good. Is this causing you to aspire higher? Is this causing you to rise up? Why don't you instead take this time that you're wasting thinking about this stupid conversation that happened a week ago and create a new program for Code Red? How about you develop a new program? How about you get some of that crap off your to-do list done? Like, knock it off. I have to say to myself out loud, get out of my head. Stop. And sometimes I have to say it 10, 12 times a day. Stop. Get out of my head. Stop. This is not a good thing this is not a healthy thing to be fixated on. And I get fixated on crap like that, like you do. But you've got to clean out the thoughts that are going on in the first month on Code Red. That's part of Code Red housekeeping. We're talking about cleaning out your cupboards, cleaning out your newsfeed, cleaning out your friends list, both in person and online. And you've got to start cleaning out your thoughts. Code Red housekeeping, so important. It usually happens in the first month on Code Red. And that's what we take you through with our 10-pound takedown challenge. We take you through steps on how to do this. We don't talk about clean out your friends list on day 2, because we're just trying to get you through the water, tracking the weight, tracking your sleep. Like, we take you through at the pace you need to go. That's why the 10-pound takedown challenge is so incredibly effective. So effective at letting people dip their toe into the lifestyle for $47 and deciding from there if they're ready to get the rest of the weight off and commit fully and make this a permanent lifestyle change. It's a great way to see if that's what you're ready to do, because you have to be ready for it. First month on Code Red, that's your Code Red housekeeping. I hope that helped. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. Take care. Thank you. Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of help, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.